we are going to graph linear functions using intercepts. Remember, the definition of an intercept is that it is wherever we cross either the x or the y-axis. The x-axis here or the y-axis here. Anything that crosses this line is an x-intercept because it crosses the x-axis, and anything that hits here is a y-intercept because it intercepts the y-axis. And so as we're looking at our functions, keep in mind that the y-intercept occurs anywhere that x equals 0, and the x-intercept occurs anywhere that y equals 0. And since we're talking about functions, this means something specifically. The y-intercept occurs whenever x equals 0, or whenever we take f of 0. So whenever I plug a 0 in, that will give me the y-intercept. When we're dealing with the x-intercept, though, this is whenever the y equals 0. And remember that since y equals f of x is our definition of function notation, this means this occurs whenever f of x equals 0. So we set whatever our function is equal to 0 and solve it to hit the x-intercepts. These are both very, very, very important pieces of information as we are looking at graphing. So we're going to start by looking at a function of 4x minus 3y equals minus 12. And we're going to solve for y. So minus 3y equals minus 4x minus 12. Divide everything by minus 3. And we get y equals 4/3 x plus 4. We can rewrite this now as f of x equals 4/3 x plus 4. So here's our function. Oh, went a little too early there. Here's our function. Now we can look for our intercepts. Remember, the first one that we want to find comes from plugging in f of 0. So the y-intercept is f of 0, which is 4/3 times 0 plus 4. Well, 4/3 times 0 is 0. 0 plus 4 is 4. This means it's always the constant by itself will be our y-intercept. And that'll be universally true if it's a polynomial function, which is something we'll get into in a little bit. So, our x-intercepts, though, is when f of x equals 0. So we're going to replace all of the f of x with 0, and we'll set this equal to 4/3 x plus 4. Solving for x, we'll subtract 4 from both sides, so that we have minus 4 equals 4/3 x. Multiply both sides by 3. So minus 12 equals 4x. Divide by 4, and we get that x equals negative 3 for our x-intercept. So this means our y-intercept is at the point 0, 4, and our x-intercept is the point minus 3, 0, which we can then go to our graph and go back 3 and 0. There's our x-intercept. Go up 4, 0, 4, and there's our y-intercept, and we can draw the line that passes through both of those. And now we've drawn our linear function by finding intercepts.